Welcome in Homeopathic Canada again. And today we will discuss homeopathy. As I mentioned before, every person need a teacher. Every learner need a teacher. And every person who is in this field, especially in homeopathy, especially when he or she is stuck somewhere, he need a teacher. And especially when we are walking in this in on this path what Hahnemann gave us, this is not an easy thing to follow. We have to face lots of struggle while while experiencing different kind of uh, difficulties in our path. During this process, every point we have only two person teach us. One is the patient, and the other from from where we learn homeopathy, and that is teacher. Today, I invite one of the keen observer who is in this field from last. She passed his her homeopathic degree in 2007, and from that time to now she is serving the community with homeopathic literature. She treats lots of pathological cases. She represents these cases on different stages. She promoting homeopathy from last almost 15-16 years, and she is with us, Dr. Pallavi Chaturvedi. I would like to welcome her, and I would like to thank you, ma'am, because this is the New Year evening, and the first day is absolutely busy for everyone, especially the
Right.
uh, busy practitioner, and you give us a time from your busy schedule. Thank you so much. Today,
Most welcome.
we will discuss, as I mentioned before, uncoding the mental technique. Sometimes
Yes.
we
Doc, sorry to interrupt. Dr. Davinder, I can't see you on the screen. It's blank on the top side. Uh,
but I can see you.
okay,
I
all
see
right.
you.
Why can't I see you?
I think there is a network issue thing because everybody is seeing both faces, me and you both.
Yeah, please. Acha, everyone is
Yes.
able to see. Okay, okay, all right.
During many times we have a
Hmm.
patient in front of us, and we didn't understand or we fail to understand what the person is doing. Sometimes there are lots of things we have to observe in our patients. So the same thing we are trying to learn today, and I'm not going to waste lots of time, and I invite Dr. Pallavi so she can start, she can share her experience with all of us so we can learn from her. And one thing more, any person anytime have any question, please don't hesitate to ask, because if you are not asking any question, we will not learn. This is the fact. We have to ask. If we are not understanding anything, please ask so we can clarify all the topics. Thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, sure. So I'm so glad Dr. Davinder has started with this kind of program. Maybe he's doing it from quite a long time, but he got connected with our association, Hahnemannian Homeo Forum, and I'm just one drop in this ocean of HHF and ocean of homeopathy, in fact. So let us see how we can simplify things to make it more applicable, more replicable. And this is the whole purpose of conducting such programs and such lectures, so that, many of us can get good results and the power of homeopathy reaches to the masses and the medical fraternity as well. So, and the new year has started with a very good news also, that the National Commission of Homeopathy is asking for us to document our cases on their website. So, this is, and also started some specialization courses in homeopathy, which will give a great boost and great confidence among the masses as well as the homeopaths. So, with this wonderful news coming up for all of us, what I can do today is that you can listen to this kind of narration of a family setup, where, when I joined Dr. Milindra sir, I will start from there onwards, because I joined him when I was in my college, in the end of 2003, 2004 somewhat. And I was in college that time, and we used to practice on, not practice, instead, I would say that we learned to prescribe on the basis of taking the whole set of symptoms based on physicals and everything, and a long case history used to be there, where we have to take case for around 1.5 to 2 hours. Also, a whole set of questionnaire used to be there, and we had to fill up pages in our books also. That kind of curriculum is still there in the college. I would not say it's incorrect, but yes, it is time consuming when you have to sit in your clinic, and you are expected to be at par with the other mainstream doctors, where there are a lot of patients and you have to see in a short time, and you have to even earn some good money to have that respectable society, respectable place in the society. So when I joined sir, the best part was that from the first day onwards, I learned to prescribe remedies. I learned to apply rubrics just within few minutes. Like, the patient just enters, when he sits, he starts talking, the facial expression that comes in, the way he narrates his case. From there onwards, he would just pick up some rubrics and apply them. And then gradually I saw within a week's time, I could understand the glimpse of few rubrics, and I could apply those rubrics in and out. And I thought that, oh wow, homeopathy was so simple, I never knew this. So when he applied the rubric smiling, or when he applied the rubric frivolous, and then I would see, oh, this frivolousness is so common. What is frivolous? I asked sir that, how did you apply frivolous in this case? So he would say that this lady has this problem for so long, and what has she been doing? She has not visited any physician. She expects, to just let it go, and she feels that it will heal on its own, and she's not taking any care for it. And you see, her husband is tired of seeing her in this pain all the while, and she's very cool about it. Although she has pain, she's applying balm, she's doing all the cooking work, but she's not taking any extra care to go out of her way and to do something for her pain. So then that frivolous rubric was applied. And then I saw that, oh, this frivolous attitude is so common in people. I never knew that so many people are frivolous in our society, that unless and until you feel that, oh, now someone else is feeling the burden of your pain or your problems, and then someone says that you should visit a doctor, don't you feel so? Like, yeah, I will visit tomorrow, for sure I'll visit tomorrow. And then tomorrow they are occupied with something and they forget. They take it so casually, they forget about it. And then that kind of non-serious attitude. So then observing such things around us also, in our house, in our friend circle. So then I saw that, yes, the patient is smiling while talking, and then he picked up frivolous, then he picked up carried, desire to be carried. So this is where I understood that, oh, prescription of belladonna was so simple, and I thought belladonna was only in the initial stage of inflammation. So that is what the book picture was taught to us on the basis of physicals, then how to apply on mind method. So he said that if we pick up something at the level of mind, your body is covered as a whole. Because when you function, whether you are walking, you are talking, whether you are using this camera, everything is operated from the mind, right? Whatever you think, your body acts. Your body, each and every cell is responding to some signal which is transmitted between the neurons, and then it is reflected at the level of the physical body. So nothing is possible, no changes whether in pathology or physiology possible without the working of your mind, without the working of your thoughts. And your thoughts are the reflection, direct reflection, the vital force. This is what Dr. Hahnemann has said in the Organon, that our homeopathy is based on the principle of vital force, and that vital force is governing everything. The vital force is also expressing itself through the thoughts, through the way the person feels, the emotions. And even Dr. Kent has elaborated on this so beautiful, that every cell of our body has its own will and its own understanding. And that's this will and understanding of each cell, when the similar kind of will and understanding unite, they form similar, same set of one organ. So the whole organ carries a particular set of emotions. So that is why when you draw a heart, you understand this person is trying to say something about the feeling of love. So similarly, the liver, it will indicate that it is related, it is seat of intense anger, to the level of going into hatred. So when the person carries a lot of hatred, so that's what he said, that when you pick up the rubrics of mind section of the repertory, you are set to cure the person, be it of any disease. So this was something which hit me very hard, that, oh, why are we taking such a long case then? So the case taking shortens. You just ask what the problem is and observe very, very clearly, very, very, with focus. And you see that how the patient is expressing itself. And when the expression comes up, you put it in the form of rubrics. So then I started doing that. And in my college, okay, I saw a girl who used to have a lot of pimples on her face. Okay, and she was my very good friend, and it was my third year ending or fourth year beginning. And then I saw her from the first year, that she would have a lot of pimples on her face. And then she was a very happy-go-lucky, chirpy, bubbly, and plump girl, not, worried about how she's looking or what she's eating. And she used to be always laughing and laughing. So then I thought that why not I give her belladonna? And I gave her belladonna. And she was like, why are you giving me belladonna? I don't have fever. I said, no, you don't have fever, but you have these rubrics. So then she was like, okay, if you feel so, I'll take it. So then she took it, because that was also her attitude of being frivolous and, just taking it, whatever is said. And so when you see in belladonna, there is naive also, there's credulous also. So they will believe in you, they will just go by what you say without giving much thought, light, desire for. And the whole picture was running in my mind when I understood what belladonna is. So then after giving her belladonna, I was waiting for her follow-up. So it was 1 week, and she herself came and told that, Pallavi, the whole week I did not have any new pimple. I was like, wow, okay, just wait, because you have been having this problem for so many years. We will keep on observing this. this. And to my surprise, and to her surprise also, she only herself told me at the end of our internship, that is after around 2 years, that all this while I have never had a pimple on my face. And I was like, wow, this method of picking up rubrics from mind section is so damn accurate. And but then the more simple it looks, you have to have a deep understanding of the whole method, how to apply the rubrics. If your application is proper, your result has to be there 100%. So from there the journey began. And then when I also learned how to prescribe remedies when you have a lot of patients waiting in queue from sir only. So, when I start talking about Rao sir, Dr. Milind Rao sir's clinic times, I can just go on endlessly. So then when he also would accompany us in medical camps, which we used to have in different slum areas or different villages of Maharashtra. And then he would say that let us go there. And he always insisted that, you should have these homeopathic camps in slum areas because you reach to the masses very easily. Because people didn't know what homeopathy is. They used to only go to big, big hospitals for treatment. So then from there, I got the inspiration that yes, I should conduct medical camps. And then when I came into practice, the first thing I did was started conducting camps. Until the lockdown happened, the camps were conducted by me in association with Rotary Club regularly. Now the Rotary Club is continuing the same camps with other HDF doctors. And they're running so smooth. The best part of those camps was that more than people getting benefited, I learned a lot. How to prescribe within minutes. People are waiting in the queue and you are observing all of them, how they are behaving while attending the current patient. So, there is no there is no division, there's no partition. You just have to see patient, ask them the details in the queue, while they are standing. You have to take the case within 5 minutes. You have to just write the medicine and let them go. So if I wouldn't have, learned under Dr. Rao sir about this kind of application of mind section of rubrics, I wouldn't have had this kind of wonderful experience, the results. So quick, so fascinating. So from my experience of clinic, I'll share a story of a couple. Okay, is it okay if I start with a chronic case? Uh, anything specific you want me to talk, or I can just go on?
No, no, ma'am. Whatever you want to say, it's okay for us because we are just focusing on only one thing: how
Yes,
collect, how to select the rubrics,
yes,
especially
yes,
any case you have.
right,
It's okay for
yes,
us.
yes. So there was a couple who came to me for multiple issues. First, the husband and wife both came along. So this was very important that who is coming with the patient. Okay, whether the patient is coming alone. So the rubric again becomes independent. The patient can carry his burden on his own and he doesn't need a support. Okay, so from the rubric independent, something, it should strike you that how is he entering the cabin, whether he's entering with a lot of people around and people are showing him a lot of respect and attention. So then again, you think of that the person holds a lot of position or social position or power. So then there are other things to it, like there was a bodybuilder, and that bodybuilder had some very small problem, but then that bodybuilder had this lean and thin wife accompanying him to just provide a moral support to him, because he was saying that he doesn't have any fear. but then still he insisted wife to come along. Okay, so this, depicted that he's having some kind of fear, but he's not showing that fear. So the rubric comes as affectation. So this is how, who is accompanying the patient, how are they sitting, and how are they gelling with each other. It makes a lot of difference to the kind of rubrics we pick up. Okay, so this lady came up, and she was a lean, thin lady, and her husband was very tall, and he was also thin, and they were in their early 60s, not very old, also just retired kind of. Okay, so she had a bad experience with all the kind of doctors. She had taken treatment from multiple places for her raised creatinine, for her raised sugar levels, for I have her case paper in my hand, and she told that it started with a lot of coughing, which later on led to urine infection, constipation. She took different treatments. Then in investigation, pus cells came in. Then it was diagnosed that she has 525 random blood sugar. And then she was like, first time I got diagnosed with diabetes in my life. And then she was shifted to another doctor, referred to another one. Then from there again, she changed different treatments because urine sugar was not getting controlled. Then UTI was diagnosed 4 to 5 times. So many samples had to be taken. Different antibiotics had to be changed. Then she went to neurologist, nephrologist, and she's like, all kinds of trial and error was going on with me. And then now somehow the blood sugar is stable, although fluctuating. But the problem is my serum creatinine is out of the normal range. So that's why I have come to you now, that my blood pressure also is stable only because of taking allopathic medicine. Sugar is stable because of taking allopathic medicine. Also, my hemoglobin went down, which is stable because of taking iron supplements. So overall, everything is disturbed. So, and she narrated all this very systematically. So then I asked her, where are you disturbed with all this, so many different changes taking place in your body? So she just, while talking, while I said, the minute I asked this question, her eye just went towards like this. So, and then she was not very fluent in telling things that, problems are there. Everyone has some or the other problem. So then I understood with this kind of glance that yes, the problem lies either with the husband or with the husband's family. So then I asked the husband to sit out for some time. Then she narrated the whole story very, very spontaneously. The minute husband stood up, and there was a little smile on her face. And then she just began as if, she was bubbling to talk. So she said that, my mother-in-law is very, very dominating, and she's sick all the time. So I have to keep taking care of her, changing diapers, and, the maids are also not very helpful with old people. And although I have not reacted, my co-sister has been a troublemaker throughout my married life. Although I have taken good care of the two children of my co-sister, because my brother-in-law died quite early. So my husband was very sensitive towards the co-sister and my mother-in-law. And from there onwards, the problems have been always there. But now that, the thing is that I'm also aging, right? I can't just take in I'm doing so much, but at the same time, people are not appreciative. They are only criticizing about whatever I do. Once what happened that I was so fed up of these people that I went to my parents' place. I said, I don't want to stay with y'all, and I won't ever return. So the minute she decided, she left the house abruptly. And after going to her house, when her father learnt of her leaving her in-laws' house and coming, he immediately got a heart attack and he died. Within a day or so, he died. And she was so much taken aback that because of me, my father died. So she immediately left her ego and she returned back. And then since then, it has been a smooth ride for her, although she's not happy, but then she has been compromising. Now, the thing was that she was narrating all this, taking her side, right? Obviously, when you tell your painful story, you keep yourself as a victim in the whole story. So she was also doing the same thing. And so you should never take the patient's words per se, because they can be either true, they can be either false, they can be delusions, as we say, delusion definitely. So how to understand that who is right, who is wrong? So that is why it is better that we always take the opinion of the partner as well. So I was just patiently listening to her that, it's not been easy for her. And then she said that that time what happened when my coughing was so intense, there was a marriage in the house. And in the marriage, I felt so hurtful because those people made me feel as if I am a misfit in their crowd. And I also have some self-respect, right? I can't keep my self-respect every time aside and just let go of them. So I didn't argue with them, but then I was not at all happy the way they were treating me. Uh, so then she complained to her husband also about it, but then husband did not do anything about it. He's like, it's a wedding time and you can't, create any kind of nonsense over here. It is better you ignore whatever you're feeling and we can discuss all this later on. From there onwards, the problem triggered. And then she was like, my co-sister, she's always, troubling her, saying something or the other. And she just told her that you go your way, let me go my way. You don't, always be a troublemaker in my life. So she was like, there was a scene created between me and the co-sister in the marriage. In spite of the husband telling her that, you stay silent, this is not the time to create any scene. So this was her say, okay. Now I was like, okay, I have heard you. Now you can sit out. Let the husband come in. So then the husband came in, and then husband. The first thing the husband said was that she can't tolerate a contradiction. If I say something, if she says something, and if I say no to it, she will just burst out with anger. She just can't take it at all. And then another thing was, whatever she feels is right, she will go to any extent to prove it. Until and unless she proves it, she will not leave the point. So that is what happened in the marriage also. That although I kept on telling her to ignore it, she wanted to prove that what others are doing is wrong. And then, she's always this nagging type, always criticizing whatever I do. And she's always taunting me. So remember, the case is going to be of the husband also now. So whatever husband is saying is very important to prescribe for him as well. So always this kind of complete picture makes sense. So then that's why I have written down in my case paper, the husband say also what he feels about the wife, so that when he gives your case, always stay hopeful. One thing is there, that always stay hopeful, that if from a family one person is coming to you for treatment, and if you treat that one person well, the whole family will come to you. So always keep in mind that when you take one case, look into different aspects and different opinions of others also if they have accompanied the patient. It will always help you in the long run. So then he said that whatever you tell her, she will first give it a thought. She will think whether I should do this or not. And then she will put her point. And then, she will keep on, fussing about it, that she will not accept easily. And she will always keep her point before anything else. So this was husband saying, you see, one side the patient has gained a lot of sympathy by her story, and she is definitely right in her place if she's feeling that, and that is the reason for her sickness. So now the rubrics we have to pick up for the wife first, because after the wife felt good and that feeling of betterment, the husband's case paper, I will tell you from where he started his case was after 10 months of wife feeling improvement that the husband agreed to seek his treatment. So then what happened throughout this treatment was her creatinine went within the normal range. Her blood sugar medicines she has stopped. This is the blood sugar medicine she had cut down in those 10 months. But currently she's on no blood sugar medicine, and it has been around 3 years now. So, and the iron tablets also, she's just taking one tablet in a week just for her to feel that she's on the tablet. Okay, her hemoglobin is 9.4 now, her creatinine is 1.5 now, blood sugars are much under control. That time the HbA1c was 7.5 and now it is 5.3. So everything improved so well. The pus cells which were 80 to 100 in her urine, they had tremendously cut down, reduced within a month's time in the report. So the urine infection completely went away, which was still, there after all the antibiotic treatments also. And she was really fed up of undergoing so many changes in her doctor's journey, in the medical journey, one doctor to another doctor to another doctor. So many she had gone. And then she felt that, no, this homeopathy really works. So then what would I pick up? What rubrics will I pick up over here? So many organs are involved, right? In this kind of chronic cases where so many organs are involved, for me, the biggest thing in my mind was when I was a student of homeopathy, that how will I, repertorize in a chronic case where so many organs are involved, how to understand which rubric to pick up from which chapter of the repertory. So when I met Rao sir, this burden just went away that I have to pick up from mind section, and the thing was solved. So then the first rubric that husband gave me, I picked up that is contradiction, intolerant of contradiction. Okay, along with that, I picked up haughty. Haughty is because she doesn't give way easily. She doesn't surrender to anyone easily. Then the next rubric I picked up was fastidious, has to prove himself. That my point has to be proven. That in spite of husband saying you don't get into any argument, in the marriage, she had to get into that argument and prove her point. So I gave her Cupromet 30. From Cupromet 30, the first reaction that came in the body was that her sleep improved from the first day itself, and her hemoglobin from 8.3 something, which was with iron tablet, went to 10.5. And her HbA1c also dropped from March to April. In a month's time, the HbA1c came to 5.3. So this was the first month's change. Seeing this, she was so happy, And then the progress has been like whenever there were acutes here and there, the potency I changed, went to Cupramet 1M also. So after which I did not have to repeat much. Okay, so this is the wife's journey. Now, up till here, when the wife used to insist the husband that you take your treatment, you are accompanying the husband. You would, religiously accompany the wife during all the follow-ups, and this was something striking to me that she's not a very old lady also, but still the husband made it a point to accompany the wife every time. So I would feel that, either the husband is very, very loving, caring, or what is it that makes the husband accompany the wife for all follow-ups? And, he also knew when to sit in my cabin and when to go out. So I would never have to tell him that you sit or you go out. He would just understand with very fine expressions or with the fine questions that now this is the time that my wife needs privacy or the doctor needs privacy, so I should sit out. And he would precisely wait outside. And he would never, nag about a long waiting hour and all. So one day, the husband agreed to take his treatment. Okay. Now this is very in this wife's case, if there is any query, you can ask me. Sensitive to criticism was also one rubric, because thing what would hit her hard was, in spite of doing so much for these people, they find my faults. And that is something she can't take it. Sensitive to criticism is what triggers her anger. Okay. Um, Anything in this case, if you want to ask, we can just hang on before going to the husband's case.
How you believe that who is saying the correct thing? Husband or
Who is saying that? So yes, the combination that came out, that she is also saying that I did this,
yeah.
and husband had confirmed it that she does it. Okay.
Okay.
So husband gave me the intensity of her nagging, and she gave me the situation where she actually tried to go into an argument and did an argument. She did not care about the situation, that it's a wedding time and you should not do it. But then that feeling which was there of criticism, and because that criticism is there, I want to prove it that you cannot criticize me because I am so perfect. So the whole thing was, that puzzle is there and you just have to fix it. So the combination that came out was, when the rubrics are applied singularly, it fixed and matched the picture of Cupramet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone having any questions?
So maybe in the comment section later on, people will listen. It's night time, so many people won't be live to listen and question.
Yes.
So yeah, in the comments when the queries come up, I'll definitely answer them. Okay, we'll move to this husband's case if it's
Yes,
fine.
ma'am. You can go.
Yeah. Okay. So the husband, he started. So the family status is very important. Family status is FS. We write as FS because. So this is my book before going ahead. Going back to the roots, and this is my master, Dr. Milindra sir. He has sown the seeds of the success of many, many homeopaths all across Maharashtra and also all over India now and globally. And he's the pillar of, he's the founder of, and He's everything of HHF, the spirit of Hahnemannian Homeoforum. And we are all the branches which are just spreading across and, spreading the way he simplified homeopathy. And not only simplified homeopathy, but he has made homeopaths so dedicated, committed. And it's not just that we think of our fame as everything. We think that this science is a very pure science, as Dr. Hahnemann has said, spiritual. So it's not that if we grow, it's only our personal growth. If we grow, the whole humanity grows at the level of spiritual level, where we are more compassionate, we are more thinking for each other, and so it is not at the level of materialistic gains only. So this kind of thought process the organization carry, and each speaker, whenever you have programs with others in HHF, you will feel this kind of energy vibrating from all of us. That homeopathy was his life. He would say that if I wouldn't have read books, I would have had a chauffeur-driven car. This was the kind of voracious reader he was. 18 types of medicinal practices he had, harnessed. So, that kind of energy we have got from him, that nothing is less, everything has their own pros and cons. You should know all of them. Every tool is essential. So clinical acumen, say like from clinical acumen to everything was so important for him. Where are the chakras, where are the nerve centers, and how to diagnose neurological conditions without going in for investigations. If the patient can't afford, then what? So many things were there. So I'll start with this case, okay? This man is also 60 plus, just crossed 60, you can say. And FS is family status. He, his wife, and the son. Son is staying abroad for his further studies. He has left. And his father has passed away around 12 years back. Now, his problem was he had got his MRI of the brain done, and in the brain MRI, there were ischemic changes seen all over, and there was a conclusion of cerebral atrophy. So, seeing the report, I understood that there must be something wrong in his memory, or his motor skills, or reading, writing. So this was with the report. Now the say of the patient comes as follows. And how PS is also very important. Professional status. He's a mechanical engineer. He's worked in the public sector. Wife is so the wife, Cupramet, she's a teacher. She's a tuition teacher. So you see, the teachers generally, they have that attitude of being very, very particular, so precise to let the child, come up and do their best. So the teachers are generally from that category of arsenic album, from Cupramet, that, anacardium, that category. So this is very fascinating that, the way he simplified remedies by categorization also, he would say that, if a person has worked in a company for a very long duration, you understand the loyalty from the loyal background he's coming in. So always ask the professional status. So since if he's in a particular company, retire from which company, and he has worked in that company for how long. So you understand how ambitious he was, that people change in every 3-4 years. So you can understand that he has got a salary hike everywhere. If the person is not changed, maybe he's in the state of content that it's okay if I don't earn much, but at least I have a stability. And so this is how this kind of background helps us to get a glimpse of the patient in the start of the case itself. So wife is a teacher. Now son has gone to New Jersey. Okay. Now the case begins. Okay, I asked him, what is your problem? So he said, I have vertigo since last 8 years, and that vertigo stays for a fraction of second. I had a history of brain clot, brain stroke had occurred in 2015. Surgery was done. Then after surgery, I continued to work. The work was also demanding travel within Mumbai because there was a distance in my residence and office. So now the problem, I said, what made you take my treatment, homeopathic treatment today? Okay, this is a very important question, that why is the patient seeking your treatment today? Why not all this while? So then he said that, this kind of vertigo is there. So then wife interrupted and told that he is having seizures. And in this year only, last week, he has had another episode. That was the third episode of seizure. So we are so worried for him that because he's traveling also, anytime if he has those seizures, you never know where he is on the road, in the public transport, and uh, you don't know whether he's helped or not. Our son is also not over here. So that is why now he's also scared, and I am also scared. My son is also scared that father should not travel anymore. He should just stay at home. So this is the reason that he thought that he should now take homeopathy. Because till now the seizures were not so frequent. They would come once in a year, but then he was safe all this while. Luckily, he has been safe. He has got those seizures either in the office or at home, not while traveling. But what if he gets one while traveling? So he's although retired from his previous office, but he's just working because he wants to be busy. So he's continuing to work with another office where, retired people also get some due. Okay. So I asked him, now, what is the major concern for you? This concern is the concern of the vital force. Okay. When the patient answers this question, remember, the vital force is telling you the inside feeling. So, what his concern would have been, the seizure was the concern of this wife. He did not initiate with the seizure. He just told me, I get this vertigo. So, what he said was very interesting. He said, I used to read a lot of newspapers, and now I can't read there. I was like, you can't read the newspaper now? He said, yes. I was like, okay. And in 2015, what went wrong? Because I thought if he tells me some incidents that happened, maybe I get a ailments from there. So he said, I used to be under a lot of stress, a lot of work pressure was there when I got this brain clot. I had fallen on the railway station, first time when uh, people took me on the stretcher to the hospital. Now the problem is, why I have come to you is, I can't pronounce words. I can't understand few things. I can't read as much. So this is the major concern for which he has come to me today. And he also says that I can't help anyone. I don't, neither I help people, I don't want to even trouble anyone. So I don't get into, just how the wife was, that she went into an argument and she keeps on, nagging. He is not like that. He will stay away from arguments, from quarrels. Okay. And for the 10 months that he came along with his wife, my observations were that I told you already about sitting here and sitting out and knowing what to say, how to say, when to say, what to do. The acts were so refined. that, sometimes, I also got a feeling as if a person is leading a very robotic life. Stand, sit, go, come. More than words, his actions were like that. Okay, I will sit out. So more than actions, he would just go and sit out. And then, so this was the kind of feeling I would always get of him. So then once I also, so that time I did not give him the right remedy, of course, because I did not understand the right feel. Although feel was there, but I did not think of giving this remedy. Okay, I am just telling you the right remedy rubrics. So I'm giving the whole narration together, which will take you towards this medicine, which actually helped him a lot. And his another concern was that I yawn a lot. And the yawning, it is there in the morning time, but towards the evening, it is so intense that every 2 minutes I am only yawning, and that yawning goes for a very long time. He says that as if my brain is deprived of oxygen, by the time the day ends, I can feel it inside. And the yawning is unstoppable, whether I am at home watching TV or, I'm trying to read or I'm just sitting idle. The yawning is too much. And the wife also gets irritated seeing him yawn all the time. So then I asked him, what is it that really, how do you feel about your condition? He says that, see, now what has happened is because of my seizures, I am homebound. No one is allowing me to travel. Although I am also scared that, I should not travel. I should be more careful. I am anxious that what if I travel and what if seizures happen? That is one thing. Another is that when I'm trying to read, I'm not able to understand words. If I understand the alphabets, I'm not able to collect the alphabets and pronounce the words correctly. My wife is a tuition teacher and she takes tuitions of children from first to eighth standard. Sometimes, just by passing across, I pick up their book and just try to understand which subject book is this. Sometimes I'm not able to read those names of the subjects also. Means the alphabets I can read, but suppose it is SCIENCE. So I will read the alphabets, but it does not click me that it is science. If science, if I read, I'm not able to pronounce it correctly that this is science. I would just try to mingle with the whole thing and then feel so frustrated that why I'm not able to read it. And children watching me, I feel that they are also understanding my frustration that I'm not able to read it. And while I am doing all this, see, I am reading newspaper since my childhood. From my childhood till now, every day I have read the whole newspaper till 2015. After my brain surgery, I am not able to cover even one, article of the newspaper completely. And that is something very, very challenging for me. And while I'm doing this, if my wife asks me something, or if the doorbell rings, I get so angry that why it had to happen now only when I'm trying to focus. So this is the main problem of this patient. Now here lies the rubrics of the remedy. Okay, now this remedy I understood in 2 to 3 sittings. I did not understand in the first go. Okay, I gave him wrong remedies which did not help him at all. He would just come, sit. How are you, uncle? Yeah, I'm fine. Anything else? Any improvement? Improvement? No, nothing. I was like, okay, so then what should we do? And then, wife would always get irritated on him because she would always use this title for him. हमेशा बाल की खाल निकालते हैं. Now in English, how do you translate it? That he always goes into detailing of everything. So, when I came to this remedy, this one more incident had happened when he was coming, when they were coming by auto rickshaw. So he doesn't drive. They go only by public transport. So when he was coming by auto, the auto rickshaw driver took a long way to come to the clinic this time. And while they were getting off, the meter reading showed the calculation little more than the usual because they had come from a longer route. So then he was arguing with the auto rickshaw driver that why did you take the longer route? We come always within the range of 30 to 35 rupees. You wanted more money and that is why you are asking for 40 rupees. And this was the argument which was going on outside the clinic. It took around 10 minutes for the wife to disrupt the argument and bring him inside. She said, okay, he's just asking for 5 rupees extra. You give him 5 rupees and let us just go because our time is scheduled. And he kept on budging that, he took us by longer route. Why did he take us by longer route? When we always come by the straight route, then without asking us, why did he come? So wife said, maybe, on the map, he must have seen that there is traffic on the shorter route. So let it be. It's okay. So then he just came inside, but in the clinic, in the conversation, he did not say anything. This is a wife who told me that, this detailing that he does, this is something that is irritating the wife. That why does he go into such little things? So this is the whole case now. So the change that happened after this medicine was that within a week's time, his yawning reduced. The first change he felt, and he felt such a great relief in this yawning getting reduced, was because when the neural cells, when they start getting alive again, so as if the brain atrophy which had happened. So homeopathy acts at the level of neuroplasticity. And our medicines have that efficacy to work at that minute level, the changes which can be seen with the help of different investigations also. So this is the power of homeopathy. So when he said that, for the first time in these years, my yawning has reduced. And then, later on, he was so happy that he could start reading small words. He doesn't have to read it by alphabets, but he started reading 5 to 6 alphabet words. And he's like, now my problem is only for long words. I'm able to pronounce in splits and then combine them and read the words. So now his reading has also improved. And he's like, my confidence is always how it used to be, is like that. I travel also whenever there is a meeting. I don't have any problem in traveling. And all this while, it's been how much time, It's been a year. There was no episode of seizure at all. So this is something which he and the wife were so happy about. Now, the set of rubrics we need to discuss before winding up from here. Father of modern medicine, Sir William Osler. He said no individual has done more good to the medicinal profession than Samuel Hahnemann, the father of homeopathy. So the power is well recognized, the power is well proven. We need to just keep on polishing ourselves and showing it. So should I say the rubrics, or wait for people or someone to contribute?
Go for the rubric.
So the first thing, the problem that wife mentioned was seizures, but he mentioned was that I don't, I feel so bad. I can't read. I was such a passionate reader of newspapers. So this is something hurts him to the core. And the rubric for this was ailments from embarrassment. Then, yeah, embarrassment was there through and through. Next was that what if I go out and I get seizures? So the next rubric was anxiety from anticipation. Then further it was that while I'm trying to read, if someone interrupts, I don't like it at all. Anger from interruption. Okay, so then two remedies were coming up: petroleum raffinatum and germanium mint. So petroleum raffinatum has a different track altogether of vitriol, etc. So I ruled that out. And considering the background understanding of germanium met, where they feel that, delusion, every movement and thought is controlled. Stranger as if one were, how have I become that once my voice is clear?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once I would read everything so well, and now how have I become? Delusion, he cannot succeed, he does everything wrong, is the loss of confidence of germanium met. Delusion, she is unveiled that, the lack of confidence, the inferiority complex is out in front of everyone. The children can also see that, I can't read what they are able to read. So then I gave him germanium met and the changes I narrated. So I think we can conclude on today's session.
Absolutely, it's a new experience today because
Yeah.
germanium mat. Nobody can think about the germanium mat because in these conditions, if they are not used to take these rubrics, or they are
Hmm.
no understanding of the mind section, especially the rubric in
Yeah.
repertory.
Yeah. So.
This is a long story, but it's very interesting because sometimes
Hmm.
people who wants to say who, or people who stuck somewhere, if they get results in homeopathy, they got the confidence to use this pathy, and we can definitely confidently tell them we can cure this condition, because mostly allopaths are not bother these, they are not bothering these type of situation. They are just diagnose and give the treatment, and patients sometimes frustrated because of these treatment, because everything is going worse day by day. So this
Right.
is a very absolutely wonderful experience today. Hope so you
Hmm.
all guys learn lots of things, lots of new rubrics, and how simple words become a keynotes, because these are the keynotes, or these represent the whole personality, which is man in disease, no disease in man.
Right.
So absolutely,
Right.
and thank you so much. You gave us time.
Most welcome, Dr. Ravinder.
Gave us,
I really appreciate the kind of efforts you are taking, sitting in Canada. We know how homeopathy practicing in different parts of the globe. It is not easy. It's easy only in India. So your efforts, your struggles, I really salute to it. All the
True,
best to
because
you.
I believe
Yeah.
that every point, because if we are standing on one point, we have a 360 different angles, and every
Mm,
person can learn homeopathy in every angle. It means we have a 360 different ways to treat the patient. So
right.
it's our uh, we can say that this is some something like if you have a passion to learn, and
Mm,
there's a way to learn these things. So that's why I always searching for different experience, different
great.
uh, way of prescribing the medicines. Hope so
Mm,
all the
yeah.
viewers from all around the world, they can learn lots of things, because everything is in clear cut, and every single word, if they have emotions, when they have a energy, it can be useful in selecting the remedy. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Right.
It's almost
Most
midnight.
welcome.
It's almost midnight in India. So thank you so much.
Right.
And also we learn
Yes.
again from you in the future.
Yes. Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Happy New Year to everyone once again. Bye bye.